This attorney was in another video. I called the Bar Association because all the attorneys would play games and deny me services. So I called the Bar Association. They only gave me two attorneys. They said that they were going to email me two attorneys, and they only emailed me one, which was this attorney. They told me that they did not do protection orders. I called back a second time after posting this video showing with the attorney referral line the information they gave me. Then they said that they did, and they would call me back, and they never called me back. So let's call them. I mean, because I don't have civil rights, I just want people to know what I experienced in the years of these games. So, one moment. Let's see if they answer. Yes. Can I have your name?
Yes, my name is Caroline.
Okay. I'm trying to get a protection order, and I've left some messages. For some reason, in my first call, they told me they didn't do protection orders. And then I called again, and they were trying to deprive me of information that you guys do, what you do there and how to obtain a protection order. And then my calls haven't been returned.
Okay. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay. Thank you.
Unfortunately, I wouldn't be the best person to be able to help. Could I have you leave?
Yeah, I have experienced this for years, ma'am. Years. So, are you denying me services at this law firm?
No, it sounds like it's a little bit confusing with what.
I don't understand how it would be confusing and I just asked for a protection order and that's it? Why is it protection order? What, may I have your position?
This is part of the reception department.
Okay. It sounds like you guys don't want me to get the protection order. Can I give education on what's needed? I mean, there's not a paralegal or anyone, because I called and they deprived me of any information needed for a protection order and played games. And then they said someone would call me back and they never did. And then the first time they lied and said they didn't do protection orders there.
Okay.
If protection orders mean that it's serious.
Yeah.
And I'm still on the phone trying to get help right now, and you're not really being a good service and giving me any feedback or information on how I can get legal representation from you guys. I don't know why this has been a pattern for years. Years.
I'm so sorry about that.
Yeah, well, let's resolve it today. So how do I get the protection order? What are you willing to do for me to get me safe and protected? With this law firm, trying to pay you for representation.
Yeah. So there isn't anyone available at the moment. So the most I can do for you right now to offer service is to transfer you to the voicemail and then you'll be back.
So this is problematic, ma'am, because I've been calling all over and multiple parties say that they don't do protection orders and play games when I call them and then play games in person. I've already left messages and I've already stated that they lied to me initially and said that you didn't. Then they said someone would call me back and didn't want me to have any feedback on anything on how to get a protection order or the process. And I'm trying to pay you guys. I just don't understand why I can't pay any attorney to get protection orders and why I got pushed and shoved at the Frank Crowley if this man is innocent. You don't know him, right? So why would multiple parties prevent me from being protected from him if he's innocent? He's not supposed to know that I'm calling you, trying to get protection orders or the multiple other parties. They weren't supposed to know that I was going to the Frank Crowley because I'm not getting stopped to be there waiting and push and shove me and force me to leave. So I'm not quite sure why they were dishonest with me about the services you provide there. Then sabotage me getting any education for the process of getting a protection order, and I'm trying to pay them. Then never call back as well as every other attorney that I've called or came and met in person. They play games as well. So if this is an emergency situation in a protection order, I'm not quite sure why they didn't call me back. You can't escalate it. I mean, is there any supervisor or anyone that it could be escalated if it's an emergency situation for a protection order?
If you would like, I can take a message for you. Would that be okay?
Well, that's already happened and my calls haven't been returned for years. So I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what's going on, why people would deny me the right to pay them to get a protection order, and now my legal advocacy, government legal advocacy was denied. So now I'm trying to pay someone to represent me to protect myself against this man that claims to be innocent, and it seems to be impossible.
Yeah, I'm sorry. These are just things that I can help you with right now.
So you're a receptionist for a law firm. Normally they have legal aides, or not legal aides. What is it called? Legal representation. I cannot think of what it's called. They have education with the law. That's what typically what law firms have. They don't have receptionists that are that completely clueless on their firm.
Unfortunately, I do not have any legal training. So if you would like, I can take a message and I will let someone know. That would probably be the best option.
Okay, I'll give you my information. I don't know why my call hasn't been returned. I've already done this. I've already left a message. Okay, my contact number. When will that call be returned?
I cannot guarantee when you will receive a call back. It will just be as soon as someone is available.
Yeah, this is really unprofessional. Is it a week, a month, a year?
I am not sure, but I will let them know.
Yeah, for a protection order, multiple law firms I call are being really unprofessional and not giving me a callback date. And the problem that the problem that has been occurring is they haven't called me back, and it's been for years. So I don't understand why this is a consistent thing. But okay, so you're unwilling to give me a turnaround time. Period.
Yeah, I'm not sure what.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Family violence is still not answering. Okay, they're still not answering. But these games have been going on years. It's not isolated. They're not answering the other line.
How may I help you?
Yes. Do you do protection orders there?
No, ma'am, we don't.
The website says that you do. Is this?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay. What do you help with there?
I'm sorry. I can't really hear you, ma'am.
You can't hear me? You can't hear me, ma'am? What do you do there? Okay, what do you do there? What do you help with?
Criminal defense.
Criminal defense? Criminal. Okay. Okay, I do see that up under the. Okay, thank you.
Calling the Galleon firm. This is Christina. How can I help you?
Yes, do you help with protection orders?
Say that one more time, ma'am.
Protection orders?
Are you trying to get one for somebody?
Yes.
No, ma'am, we don't help with that.
Okay, one moment. One moment. Do you have any referrals? Because multiple places in my phone say that they help with protection orders. So I called the Bar Association and they gave me referrals, and they still didn't help with protection orders. Do you have any referrals? Because apparently no one on the planet helps with protection orders anymore. Because I've been calling years and still have not found anyone. You there?
I believe you called the police. If you're trying to get a protection order,
I need to be protected from them. I was told that there are some kind of protection orders, and then the woman stopped in her tracks and then covered for the experience and then denied services. So the problem.
A protective order against the police.
She told me that there were one available. Yeah, because my abuser uses the police department and the government in his abuse. That's why I've been calling, trying to get a protection order for years, and haven't been successful. When I try to use the government resources, since they're covering for them, they push and shove me and force me to leave. And then intercept my calls, intercept mail, all kinds of crimes. So I call for years and can't seem to get assistance. And then you go to churches and get drug out of them. And then when that was too incriminating on camera footage, they then just entice the church to be a part of their crimes and abuse. Disregard or pretend like you're not, that you don't know. That is emotional abuse. But they forget somehow. Okay, ma'am. So
yeah, I'm done. Okay.
Sure, ma'am. My break's almost over. I've been trying years and been unsuccessful. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, here are the attorneys right here. Family law. So let me try to call.
Offer.
Yes, I'd like to know about the protection order process and how that works and information on that.
Okay. Okay, and what is that's going on?
I wanted to know, I'm pressed for time. I do have an abuser that's able to enlist the government in his abuse and has had multiple false arrests. And I was pushed and shoved from Frank Crowley and removed from George Allen from trying to do a protection order. So I'd like to pay an attorney.
Okay, yeah, she doesn't handle that type of matter.
Okay, I'm not quite sure. You just said, what is it? You do protection orders, but she won't handle it if you're in danger. And
she doesn't do. Yeah, she doesn't do that type of law.
Okay, well, what kind of protection orders do you do?
It's only like for family, like children and stuff like that.
Okay, well, what's the process if you're doing it for children?
Then she does it. I mean, she just does it. It just depends on what it's for.
Okay, for protection, to protect a child, what's the process? What is needed?
If the child's in danger, that there's been like reports or.
Okay, I'm asking what is the process for what do you do?
Yeah, she files a motion.
She files a motion to do what? I mean, what's the process?
That's what it is. It's for protection order.
Okay, so she files a motion.
And she does temporary orders. I mean, it can be multiple reasons why.
I wasn't asking the reason why. I was asking the process on filing the temporary order.
It's different processes depending on what type of incident occurred.
Child abuse. So you want to protect the child with child abuse?
Yeah. Has CPS been involved?
No.
Okay, because typically CPS is involved when it's child abuse.
Okay, so you do the protection order, but CPS has to be involved. So if CPS is involved, then what do you do?
And that's when she gets involved because sometimes they'll put a restraining order where you don't have to pay, or if the attorney does it, I mean, you're looking at $4,500 to do this type of matter.
$4,500 if the CPS has been involved?
Well, CPS sometimes does it, and they do it like they get it done with the police.
They're covering for it, ma'am, with the police.
It's what? I'm sorry.
They're covering for it with the police. But this is a law firm, and you're redirecting me over to the police. This is a thing that happens on multiple calls. If I want representation, I'm not quite sure why you would redirect me to CPS and the police.
I can set you up a telephone consultation.
But I'm not really getting a lot of education on what you do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'll have to explain that to the attorney.
Okay, what's your position there?
I'm her assistant.
Okay. Are you a legal paralegal or what?
Yes, I'm a paralegal.
Okay, so what is the procedure when someone does a protection order? What do they need to go to the DA Family Violence Division and do a protection order?
That's what I'm saying. Either you went to the police, or if you do it on your own, or if you come in with the attorney, she files.
The DA, if you go to the DA Family Violence Division, what do they require?
I mean, they'll tell you what they need.
But you're an attorney that I'm trying to pay, and I'm not quite sure why you would have that education. I wouldn't want to pay someone that doesn't know the procedure for getting a protection order, and that's what they do. So I'm asking you because it's been going on years, ma'am. I don't know why everywhere I call, they deprive me of information, and I'm trying to pay them for it. So if you're...
Well, because like I said, the police gets involved. That's why.
Then if the police get involved, why would I be paying you? What would be the purpose of paying you? What would you do?
I mean, because if the child's in danger, then you definitely want to, have a police report.
We haven't discussed what would be needed for you to do a protection order. We haven't got to that yet, and I've been asking for years.
Yeah, I mean, basically you have them retain the attorney, and she'll prepare it for you.
But you're a paralegal. What would they need from the courts? What do they need for a protection order? You're a paralegal.
They have to file it. I mean, we can't just say, this is what you need. It has to be filed with the court.
What do you need to file it?
I'm saying she has to file a restraining order.
So you don't know what the product, what's needed to file
There's an affidavit that you fill out.
Okay, and then you fill out the affidavit, and then you turn it in.
You'll fill out the affidavit, and then she'll type it up, and then she'll file the motion for the restraining order.
And where does she file that?
Are there any current orders right now?
Where does she file the motion to with the restraining order, ma'am? Where does she file the motion to?
With the court.
What court does she use?
We don't know what court it falls into. Once it's filed, then
you don't know what court you use? Is there multiple courts for the protection order? To do the protection order?
It depends what county you live. If you live in Dallas, Tarrant, or Ellis.
Okay, well, what court does she work out of?
Dallas, Tarrant, and Ellis County.
Okay. So out of Dallas, what do you use?
She just files it there at the George Allen, and they'll select the court.
Okay. So she files it at the George Allen, and then they'll send it.
Correct.
Okay, ma'am, I really didn't get a lot of information, so is she going to call me back because I haven't get my calls returned for years?
I'm sorry?
Is she going to call me back because my calls haven't been returned for years?
Yeah, well, I mean, she works by appointment, so, I mean, I could set you up the telephone consultation.
Do you want the business, ma'am?
That's our process. We set up the appointment.
I'm pressed for time. Do you want the number? I mean, I'm pressed for time. I'm trying to get back into work.
Okay, I mean, I'm saying, what day are you available for her to set up an appointment for you?
So I make an appointment to get a call back on the services you provide.
Correct.
Okay. That I'm available on
appointment.
I thought we did, ma'am. This is a pattern. I need to get back to work. I gave you all the information. Can you have my number and you have my other information? I already set up a time, and you have the time that you told me. You said she had availability at 1:30.
She has that available, yes.
Okay, so I have to go, ma'am. I have to go, ma'am.
In order for her.
I'm sorry?
Okay. Yeah, in order for her to get this appointment, we require the consultation fee.
Okay, so now after all this, you're telling me about a consultation fee. You're making me late for work, ma'am. So to talk to her over the phone, I have to pay?
You want to call back tomorrow? And then
I have to talk to her on the phone, I have to pay, ma'am?
Yes.
They will take the money. They will rob you and get away with it. They told me you have to pay for the referral line $30 per referral they give you. These are con artists. They will take the payment. If you're stupid enough to give it to them, the police is enforcing their abuse, they will take it. Don't get it twisted. They're con artists for a living. Okay, ma'am. I didn't know that I would have to pay to speak with an attorney. So I have to go. I have to be back at work. Thank you.